everyone, you are on the channel Cataclysms. Thank you very much for your activity and support. Review of events for 16th of March. Texas was hit by powerful tornadoes. At least 5 tornadoes hit northern parts of the U.S. state of Texas. Buildings and vehicles were damaged in the park of Palo Duro State. 5 missing. During bad weather, tourists were found alive. Tornadoes have hit the central U.S. states for 4 days in a row, with the hurricane spreading cars in public parking and destroying several homes. In early March, tornadoes in Alabama and Georgia claimed the lives of at least 23 people, several dozen were injured, and more than 10,000 were without power. A natural fire destroys homes in New Jersey and an emergency fire warning is in place in Ocean County in the U.S. state of New Jersey. Relative humidity there is only 20%, and wind gusts exceed 64 kilometers per hour. Some of the residents were evacuated. Besides, for a fire it was necessary to block the highway. Information on the damage is being clarified. A powerful dust storm covered Mongolia. 6 people were killed, 80 were missing. After passing a powerful dust storm in Mongolia, 6 people were found dead, including 5 shepherds and 1 child. Between Saturday evening and Monday morning, 548 missing persons reports were received from 9 provinces in the country, 467 of them found, and the search continues for 81 people. The storm caused massive blackouts in parts of western Mongolia last weekend. China's capital was also covered by a sandstorm. Authorities in Beijing have already declared a yellow danger level and advised citizens not to go outside. The concentration of fine particulate matter is 160 times higher than the maximum permissible norm of the World Health Organization, and the natural element has led to traffic jams. Visibility is minimal. According to forecasts, the storm will begin to abate only after a day. In this regard, Beijing's leadership urged the city's residents to cancel the outdoor event and not go outside without extreme need. A large freshwater lake has almost dried up in Crimea. Lake Bugas is on the verge of extinct. Experts call the situation not the result of drought, but excessive consumption of groundwater. According to him, the reason for Bugas's meltdown is excessive use of groundwater. Obviously, with the downgrading of groundwater, the springs that fed the lake dried up. Unfortunately, this situation is not only on Lake Bugas, but also on many other water bodies of Crimea. The lake is fed by 3 underground fresh springs, partially replenishes the reserves of rain and meltwater, so the water here, unlike most coastal salt lakes of the Crimea, is suitable for drinking. Residents of the American state of Colorado were at the mercy of the elements. Snowfall and frost hit the state. Snow cover height reached 100 centimeters. Behind the storm, some areas were left without power. Classes in schools and universities have been transferred offline. Highways are blocked, flights are canceled, for which 1,000 people cannot fly. They spent that night at the airport. Air Harbor staff provided travelers with a blanket and hot drinks. Forecasters say the bad weather will last for the rest of the week. Taal volcano in the Philippines has produced 252 volcanic earthquakes in 24 hours. 2 alert level remains as activity in the crater indicates increased magmatic activity at small depth beneath it. Experts warn of possible sudden steam or phreatic explosions, volcanic earthquakes and deadly clusters or releases of volcanic gas. Last month, the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology warned of a possible Taal eruption, with locals urged to be prepared for a possible evacuation. Pilots were also urged to avoid flying near the volcano as ash in the air could pose a danger to aircraft. The Taal last erupted on January 12, 2020, and more than 736,000 people were forced to leave their homes. As a result of natural disasters in Colombia from January 1 to March 15 this year, 15 people were killed, 16 others were injured, and 2 people were reported missing. According to Colombia's National Disaster Risk Management Unit, more than 6,000 families have been affected. During this period there were 289 natural disasters, including 146 landslides, 45 floods and 32 sudden floods. Severe weather events have been recorded in 176 municipalities, 23 departments. In particular in the departments of Nariño, Huila, Cauca, Cundinamarca, Antioquia, and Valle del Cauca. The latest deadly natural disasters have been observed in the department of Valle del Cauca, where heavy rain since 8 March caused floods and landslides. Dust, which affected Mongolia and China, reached the Korean peninsula. In South Korea this phenomenon covered almost the entire territory of the country. The spread of dust began from islands on the Yellow Sea. According to the data at 5 o'clock, on Pinando Island, the hourly concentration of micro-dust particles with a diameter of less than 10 micrometers was 145 micrograms per cubic meter. The indicator was 125. The concentration of PM10 from 0 to 30 micrograms is considered good, from 31 to 80, normal, from 81 to 150 bad and more than 151, very bad. Microdust warnings are issued when the value of PM10 exceeds 150 micrograms per cubic meter for 2 hours. Preliminary warnings have been issued for all regions of the country except the southeastern provinces of Quenchandó and Canwando province, as fine dust particles can cause various diseases and undermines the immune system. Health authorities are asking patients with respiratory and cardiovascular diseases of the elderly and children to refrain from going outside.